Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going to go on a quest for truth together. Oh no, what was that? That's nothing we want to hear. Okay. Alrighty then. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. I know I am. Here on a Wednesday. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves, and welcome to the program. We have some things to look at today and some things to talk about. So there we go. And there we have it. So, well, why don't we take a look at something right away-ish? How's that sound? And I have my my normal retro background that I had in my earlier days. If you scroll back to the early time of the show, when it started about a little over 2 years or so ago, and I had a similar background. Some certain things have changed, but there you go. Hello, Mad Poke, Green Dragon, 64. So let's. Catherine was the first one in today. I was the second one in. And there's Dark Brain. Hello, buddy. Welcome to the program. And Operation Shutdown. Yes. Yes. You always help me with that one. So thank you. Yes. Welcome to the Truth Quest, where we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious, and the paranormal is the new normal. Yes. How can we forget that? Right? Right. Good evening, Aaron and Catherine. Hello, Green Dragon 64. Oh, there's your picture. Look at that. Nice beard. Nice beard. I had, yeah. Oh, Mad Pogue is starting to see a pattern here, possibly. Yeah. Operation Shutdown. Everybody likes that guy. Yep, he's a cool dude. And, Dark Brain's such a nice guy. All of our mods are such wonderful people. So thank you, mods. Let's give the mods a big hand. Everybody clap. Hey, Mrs. Combat Carl, welcome to the program. I'm glad you could make it. Yes, we're giving everybody the spotlight here. Oops, we skipped one. They're coming in too rapidly. I can't keep up. I can't keep up. I'm trying to get them all in. There you go. Matt, he's been having issues. That's not good. And 4 mods. Yes, clap for mods. Yeah, clap. That's the old clap. Old school clapping, the acoustic hand cupping clap. I'm not sure if that's what they call it, but it takes a lot of practice too to try to get that just right. There you go. Yeah. Alrighty then. Boy, a lot's happening in this crazy, crazy world. Yeah, you got the resident alienating, I'd say 80, maybe 85% of the population. That's quite outrageous, if you ask me. I bet you there's 81 million people that wouldn't agree with that. Don't you think? I think. Yeah. It's quite the, well, if you wondered what it would have been like, now we know, right? It's not like they can say, well, it would have been better under us. No, we know now that's not true. It's very, very evident. I'm giving you guys all the spotlight here. Hey, lurking is okay by me. We like lurkers. Lurkers are cool. So there you go. There we have it. So, yes, today, friends, I saw something. Now, you may know this guy named Jason Frank. He's actually this guy right here with the little gray streaks in his beard. So he was down at the border, I think, for like a few, at least 3 days, maybe longer. You know, they were near one of the breaks in the wall. There's on the other side of the wall, there's like two like cartel owned pieces of land with remnants of, you know, partial buildings where they stage their crossings. And it was just fascinating watching Jason and his friend. Um, what was his name? He's got a show called Cannabis and Combat. That guy. So they're very funny together. I mean, it's. I mean, I think they could do a comedy show. They're pretty good. But there they are down by the wall, you know, helping the people who are coming across who are being trafficked. They have a slip of paper with a number on it, a phone number, and so they, you know, they write the number down and they have them call them just so they can hear, hey, this is their sponsor. Sponsor. It's human trafficking. It's really quite sad, but they pray with them. They give them they give them a Bible, and a lot of them just hug that Bible, and a lot of them have been um, tortured already by these coyotes that they pay, or their families, or their sponsors pay, um, and then they give them a meal and give them a care package, give them a Let's Go Brandon T-shirt, and then they call the border patrol, and then they take them, and but they know those numbers, and they know the addresses of the places and the people's names, and they got all this information. It's just quite fascinating, and I guess they today was their last day down there, and they're going to be back, or at least I know Jason is going to be back. So watch for that. Check out Freedom Rings is the name of the YouTube channel that they're on. And he's also on Facebook under Jason Frank. So go friend him. He does these crazy cool videos. He's just he got a heart of gold, and he just wants to help, and he's helping. And you know what? I think that what he's doing down there is going to end up saving a lot of these kids. So that's fabulous news, and so we should all be, you know, cheering them along, because that's really that's that's service to others right there, helping these kids coming across, going into this scary world where they're going, and also, you know, they know where they're going, so they can go and do welfare checks, and, you know, let them know that if something bad's going on, they're going to be watched. So it's quite an operation, and so there's, you know, other groups out there, but, you know, this is just an individual that went out there, Jason, to try to make a difference. And you know, someone lent him a camper, and he was camping at the border wall. And today they found out, it was so bizarre. They they had this like a music boombox, really, and they put it by the border wall, and from different type of frequencies they pumped through it, and it just resonated throughout the whole wall, and it was like wow, 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 just freaky, crazy acousticness to that wall. And they're wondering, hey, this is like the Chichen Itza pyramid, where you clap your hand and it sounds like a bird chirping. Well, they did that same thing there, and it's quite interesting. So go check out Freedom Rings on. Let me see. I guess I can go to it and just put a link in. So Freedom. Yeah, here it is, Freedom Rings. And so, yeah, go check them out. Here is Freedom Rings. Give them a follow. They're doing the good work helping the kids. Yeah, you said it there, Mrs. Combat Carl. We all wish we could save them all. Yes. Yes, Warriors for Good is for sure. That's right, Dark Brain. Yeah, I'm catching up on some of these. I'm going backwards. Sometimes I like going backwards. One time when I was teaching daycare, just to one of the kids said, read the story backwards. I said, oh, okay. So we read the story backwards. And then one day, the kids couldn't decide between two books that they wanted me to read. So we ended up reading one page of one book, and then one page of the other book, and one page of the first book, and then the second page of the second book. It was kind of fun. So if you're looking for something fun to do with books with kids, try that. It'll get them giggling, you know. Try that for something. Um, so right now, okay, friends, we've got the background, the nostalgic background. So we might as well do another one of these um, unboxings, right? Okay, this is from it's the Corey Good uh, graphic novel. I still have not opened it, so I'm gonna go ahead and open it now, if you don't mind. All right. Oops, we got enough light. We gotta get this light over here. Now that ruins the light for the background. Oh, I had it all perfect. Now it's hard to get good help these days. Maybe we'll go this way. More light this way. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Ow! Just kidding. Always cut away from yourself. Always cut away from yourself. Unless cutting away from yourself doesn't work, then you have to cut towards yourself. But do it very carefully. Do not try this at home. Okay, there we go. Wonderful plastic covered whatchamacallit. We'll put this over here for now. Oh, look at that. It's got my address on it again. There it is. It's another one with the Steve Cefalo cover on it. This is a classic. This is a collector's item, folks. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. So if you got any ideas what I should do with this, wasn't cheap. So they're not offering these anymore. So it's like a collector's item. So I don't know. Maybe I auction it off. Maybe I sell raffle tickets, sell Kool-Aid, give away raffle tickets with a glass of Kool-Aid, something like that. Yeah, so there it is. It's just like the other one. I mean, I'm going to leave it in because I might be sending it out. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to open it up. But it's this same exact book, okay? It's the same book that I opened up before, the same cover, the one by Stephen Cefalo. And I think the new one has that guy Ulysses is his name. But so there we go. In the inside, Disclosure Comics. DisclosureComics.com, I think, is where you can go to see these. There you go. Let's see. Look at this. Isn't this adorable? Look at that. There's the ship coming in because the spaceship cloaked itself to look like a ship, like a pirate ship, so you wouldn't be afraid of it. And as soon as he's in it, guess what? He's in his giant saucer. You see that giant saucer? Look at that. There he is. You see him? He's pretty small in there. That's a pretty big one. Pretty big. I mean, they're just beautiful illustrations, folks. So, you know, even the ones that don't have the cover by Corey or by Stephen still is awesome. And the story is incredible. It's incredible. You know, it really is a revolutionary story as far as content goes, in the fact that there are all these other beings and that there were 22 different genetic programs going on for the human race by 22 different genetic farmer race beings. But that's all changed now. And we've got a seat at the table. And now we are in control of our own genetic future, which is a scary proposition when you look at who's in control right now. And that's why it's great that J.R. Majewski won over, he is the primary over there in Ohio, I think in the 9th district in Ohio, over like 2 or 3 Rhino Republicans. He beat them all. So it'll be him going up against, what's her name? Marcy something? Someone who's not good. Marcy Captor, I think, something like that. Look at that. All that stuff. When they poked him in the eye, see, he had an accident with the kid poked him in the eye. One of his kids, he was tickling him. And he poked him in the eye, and he was getting all these memories back. And when the, here it is. See this? When he stuck him in the eye with this syringe, that's when all of these memories flooded back. That's when he got this flood of information back. All these strange memories. He had PTSD from it, and he was being very quiet to his family about it, you know, and you know, it's like, what are these memories? I mean, am I going crazy or what is this? Because according to the story and everything, when you are in the 20 and back program, you're not allowed to talk to anybody on Earth, go to Earth, be around Earth, or anything. You're not even allowed to have a picture of anybody in your family. And they make you use a different name. I guess his name was similar to his current name. but it still was different. Chinook. That's pretty amazing. They can get those big Chinooks to fly. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So that's that. And let's see if there's any ideas in the chat of what to do with that. Hey, Star. Hey, it's Star. How you doing there, buddy? Can I send a video? It's a video game and guess interesting concepts about how an alien race may need our help. Send it in the messenger. Star. You mean on Facebook? Sure. Did you make the video or is it somebody else's? Let's see. Yes, that's Corey Good's graphic novel, yes. So now I got 2 of them, but I only really need 1. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the second one. What's the latest news in the Guardians of the Looking Glass? That's a good question. There is a new video out, and of course they said, well, our first mission is accomplished because the first thing didn't happen. You know, the explosion didn't happen that they said was going to happen. So now they're focusing on well, we could listen to that, I suppose. I suppose we could listen to that. It's pretty interesting. I mean, there's really no visuals except the words. I guess we could listen to it in the background if you guys want to do that. That could be kind of fun. Okay. Guardians. Yeah, Guardians of the Looking Glass. Yeah. So 12 days ago, they had a new one out. It's only 5 minutes long. So let's take a listen to this. Okay.
It is time for a very important update.
Oops, here we go.
Guardians, it is time for a very important update. Because of your work, the April 18th attack was stopped. You may have noticed in the news that there were some strange events that led up to that date in New York City. These events were partly related to the planned attack and also related to some timeline disruptions that took place because CERN was reactivated.
Okay. I just got to stop right here and say, can you hear that, by the way? Can you all hear that? Oh, it's not your video per se? So, you know, if it's, see, we're trying to figure out if this is real or fake, right? So maybe it did get shared enough so it got avoided, if that's true, or this is a hoax and they made it up and that's why it didn't come true. You know? Hello, Ralph. Good to see you here. Hello, Abby. Good to see you here too. Audio good. Okay. So yeah, you know, I'm on the fence on this one, but let's just listen to the rest of it. Okay. So let's see what he has to say.
Our sources in the US and European governments told us that our videos reached such a wide audience that they had no choice but to change plans. We have asked our sources if they plan to delete our videos, and we have been told that is being considered. They are extremely upset with what we are doing. Their plans now lie in using CERN to change the looking glass data so that the timelines more favor their negative outcome than the positive one. They are experimenting and tinkering in any way they can to bring up their percentages of success. The next event, which we posted about, is May 20th. We have warned the Raindrop Group about what is to come, and we are working closely with them to save Dr. Wu's life. They have been cooperative so far, and once we showed them our data and proof, they knew we were telling the truth. We have also heard many guardians want to help them in their own mission, which is going to affect the timeline and possibly save Dr. Wu's life. With April 18th prevented, and with our hope May 20th is stopped as well, the next event to come happens in July of 2022. This event cannot be described yet. We can only warn you, it will impact the lives of billions of people, and the most impact will be felt in the United States and Canada.
Okay. I just want to say hi, Just Josh. Welcome to the program, and everybody else that's here. Welcome to the program tonight. So yeah, I still don't know what to think about this thing, if it's real or not. You know, I highly doubt that they're able to use CERN to do these kind of things. I don't know. I just don't think it's that easy. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Smashing particles, I'm not sure how that does anything except make smashed particles. Am I wrong? I don't know. I'm not really a scientist. Hey, Abby. And hiya, Just Josh. Yeah, so I don't know, but listen to a little bit more of this. It's not very long.
This event to come, in July, will harm far more people than the previous two and cause great distress in the lives of many. It is of great concern to us. We must do all we can to prevent the May 20th event, and if we fail, we will not succeed at all. But if we do succeed, we must then focus on the July event, which we will post a video about. We want to also add that an individual managed to decipher the secret codes we placed in each of our previous videos. We knew eventually someone would do so. They now hold the keys to the steps required of them to fulfill their own destiny and purpose. Others will also find these codes in our videos and unlock their own destinies. We know who each person this is, and we call them the Chosen. Once our codes are deciphered, you will be led in new paths, some of which will take you to faraway places and on extraordinary adventures. The Chosen are critical to the success of creating a positive timeline, and our videos contain the secret codes you need to be led on this special path. Soon, we will contact those of you who have emailed us, and if you are one of the Chosen, we will need to begin communication with you. We ask our guardians to remain vigilant. There are many agents of the negative forces who pretend to belong to the community of light bearers and truth seekers. They are easy to spot because they always spread negativity. They cannot help themselves, even if they try to be positive. It does not last for long. Their hearts.
Yeah, but one could say that this is spreading, fear. So I don't know, subjective.
Are full of darkness and hate, and it is easy to spot, but some are very clever. This is why we must shut down our comments sections, because they would be flooded with these agents, posting numerous lies and confusions. Comments were allowed on our Rumble videos, and we had no choice but to remove them because of the vicious hatred, toxicity, and venom that have already filled up the comments. This is why this must be done, for those who have asked. We may also use a new account, such as ProtonMail, but we must make everyone aware. The negative forces can intercept data at the port location before encryption occurs. This is a flaw built into all computers and the internet itself, as there is always a point of intercept whereby data remains unencrypted. As a result, no email is truly secure. The best method to use is an anonymous name, nickname, or handle when communicating online. We also believe it is important for some lightworkers to be open about who they are and not hide in the shadows. For our purposes, we must be safe because we could be targeted for assassination. One thing we have been told is that the negative forces hate when people have the courage to show their real names and faces in the face of potential ridicule or attacks. It is a sign of great strength. As always, use your best judgment. In some cases, a person may have a real online identity, but also use anonymous handles for other activities. This too is a smart way to circumvent the negative forces. Confusing their algorithms is key. Now, for the Chosen who are watching, you must decipher the new codes we placed in this video. Once unlocked, you will have a mission to find a golden amulet, once touched by both Jesus and the Prophet Muhammad, and many other sanctified teachers and prophets over the centuries, and passed down through generations of other chosen lightworkers. This amulet has been lost for over 300 years. We were shown in the looking glass data that it must be found and activated if the negative forces try to change the timelines. They are trying, with CERN. The only way to stop them is to find the golden amulet and activate it, so that the chosen can use it as a counter against them. Begin your search for the codes, and email us with what you have found. Resist the negative energies around you that will try to stop you.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know, man. I I just don't know what to say about this, friends. And I'm trying to find that. Oh, in my inbox. Maybe that's what this is. Hello,
Hello.
it's Max. Hello, Max.
Hey, I tried to call a little earlier this time.
Okay, how you doing today?
Pretty good. Feeling very good.
That's
I
good.
think that a lot of healing, I think, has taken place in the last few days.
Well, that's good to hear.
So,
Well, I'm looking for something right now. One of the listeners sent me something, and I'm trying to find it, and I'm not finding it. Star. I couldn't find it.
what are you looking for?
A message or a video that was sent on my messenger on Facebook by one of the listeners. By one of the listeners, and I can't see it. I don't see it here. Oh, my son has the same name, so maybe you sent it to him. That's. I tell you, I'm never naming another kid of mine after myself. I learned my lesson. I'm not going to be like George Foreman naming all my kids the same name. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
That would get pretty confusing around dinner time.
Hey,
So, yeah, I refreshed it and I don't see anything.
I was buying a Foreman grill for somebody, and I didn't realize how many Foreman grills there are.
Oh, really?
There were like, well, at the time, this has been a few, 10 years ago,
Oh,
and there were like 5 or 6 models of the grill out there. So of course I bought the wrong one. So, and then I bought another one, and that was the wrong one. And I must have taken the grill back 3 or 4 times before I got the right one.
wow. Yeah, there should only be one Foreman grill, if you ask me. You know, there's too many.
It's pretty nice.
Too many options. Too many options. Boy, the whole world sure has been exploding lately, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Craziness. You know,
Striking.
it's end time madness, is what it is. These people are bat guano crazy, right?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people don't know what's going on, so they're like, it really messes with them.
Yeah.
They don't want to. They don't want to listen to what other people are telling them's going on.
Right.
You know.
Well, did you hear what that lump of silly putty that's the resident that they somehow got to talk said that the biggest threat, terror threat, is the MAGA movement, apparently. Somehow, 75 to 85% of the population is suddenly now enemy number one. Isn't that interesting?
Right.
Isn't that interesting?
Right. Well, you know what? He's just giving us free advertising. Because people are going to say, well, who are these people? What is he talking about? You know, and people go look and they realize most of the people are fantastic.
Well, what I've been noticing is when they come out and make these stupid, blatantly false statements, they're saying it for a reason because they've got some FF up their sleeve that's going to be some Antifa people with red hats doing some crazy things.
Trying to blame them.
Of course. Yep. That cannot not be. I'm sure all these migrants that they're taking up, they're housing these people. They're giving them all this stuff. Hey, all we want you to do is put this hat on, take this club and this torch and go over here and do what these other guys are doing and have a lot of fun. Okay?
Right.
Welcome to America. This is how we party up here. Yeah, I'm sure that's what's happening. These crazy communists, they want to destroy the way we live, our way of life. It's just disgusting. So I wouldn't be surprised.
But so many people, a lot of people won't buy that. I mean, these people that I know that from New York that recently switched from following that guy to supporting Trump.
Well,
they're commenting on how they didn't realize that these people are so nice. They don't know how nice the people
right
that they've met are.
Right.
And they, they had this other image, of course, that was created by these people. That these people are hateful and that they're
it's all projection.
Bigoted and all these things, which are not true.
They're the ones that have hate for the thing that they think we are. It's like they made up this story in their head, and they believe it.
Well, there's lots of good people that are liberal minded. See, and they thought, they've been instilled with this idea that these other people are no good, right? Mm-hmm. So when they discover that that's not the case, they suddenly realize something's wrong here. Mm-hmm. They've been told these people are hateful and racist and all this stuff, and only to find out they aren't. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there are a few out there that are, but by and large, most of them aren't. Mm-hmm. And so it really changes their view suddenly, and they get even deeper into what the movement's all about, which is exactly what we want. Just wake up. Nobody's asking them necessarily to change their party. We're just asking them to realize that we all need to be working together to fight the evil. You can have a different view than I do. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the ways that some of our greatest leaders in this movement, like Red Pill, has done a superior job at emphasizing this is not a red and blue thing or a Democrat versus Republican thing. We'd like you to come here. Come one, come all. Mm-hmm. See that we're not the way that we're being portrayed. I think he's been a great leader, Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the movement is nothing but peaceful, and it's all projection, and it's just, and Antifa, Antifa in 2020, they did $2 billion in damage, and they were praised. And I remember there was an idiot mainstream reporter, not very bright, very stupid and easily controlled, standing in front of buildings behind him burning, saying, well, it's mostly peaceful here. Yeah. Except for the raging fire behind me, someone losing their livelihood. No story here, just pretty peaceful. And people believed it. Well, people were still believing that crap.
Right. But people on campus generally at that time in their life tend to be a little bit more liberal minded, but yet look what happened with the Let's Go Brandon thing. Mm-hmm. They college campuses everywhere at all the football games and other things, they're all chanting Let's Go Brandon.
Right.
So it got around. People don't. Trust me, all those people ask, well, what's this? What are they doing that for? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It spread like wildfire.
Yeah,
they may not have accepted it first, but then when they dig into it, the young people are very active with the internet, so they dug into it, find out what's going on, and then suddenly they realize, hey, a lot of this is not real.
Yeah, it's quite amazing too with the whole the Constitution, constitutional aspects of everything here. I mean, the left is claiming that women have the constitutional right to terminate their own baby, but yet freedom of speech means nothing to them.
Right. Well, because that's the leadership. Remember, that's not what.
Yeah.
A lot of the left are waking up and saying, "This is not what we." You know.
You know what? We've all seen this evolve over many years, and we've all probably changed our positions numerous times. I know I have. I mean, I remember when I went to go see Bill Clinton in, I think, 92 before he was elected. I can't remember what year it was, right before he was elected. And there were all these anti-abortion people there with signs with hideously horrible pictures on them. And I remember thinking to myself, because at the time I was a liberal, I grew up in a liberal family.
Right.
And I thought, oh, this is horrible that they do that. And now I'm looking back thinking, you know what? I'm really glad that they put those there, because now I have a visual of that horrifying thing that really is a real thing. And life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, well, it stops being a choice when somebody else's life is at stake. It's not just one person, it's two people. So, I don't know.
Well, there's so many things. I mean, this has all been a learning experience for all of us. So many of the people in this movement now were left leaning, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people.
Oh yeah. 30% of the people at the Trump rallies are 30 or more. 30% or more. Yeah.
There's a whole lot more that are still in that process of coming around. That's what this whole process is about. Is I'd much rather have this to happen this way than have a civil war, and we're pitted against people that we don't even know what their position are. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just look at a person and say, you're my enemy, but that's what they'd like us to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the whole plan was put together to prevent the civil war. You have to wake people up, and the only way to wake people up is show them what they had in mind for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, the fact that it leaked, the fact that leaked out of the Supreme Court should be the main story, and that I heard it was Sotomayor's, one of the interns there, but probably at the request of Sotomayor, which is my guess.
Oh yeah,
that's just a guess on my part, folks.
Or John Roberts.
It could be. Yeah, he's quite the rhino, isn't he?
Yeah, they're doing this right to make it an issue to take away from inflation. But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there will be some people that'll be their issue.
Mm-hmm.
But most people have always been about the economy. Remember what they told George Herbert Walker Bush? It's about the economy, stupid.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Remember that phrase that was used?
Yeah. Read my lips. Read my lips. No new taxes. Except for the taxes I'm going to levy on you right when I get into office. Except for those ones.
Yeah.
We'll let those go through. Yeah.
They think it's going to take people away. Well, it's not. The ones that are already awakened are not going to go back.
Right.
So.
Well, I've done a complete 180, and I just count myself as an independent because I like Trump. I like Jim Jordan. I like people like that, and Devin Nunes. I like people like Tulsi Gabbard. She's a Democrat. There's good Democrats. There's good Republicans. There's bad Democrats. There's bad Republicans. There's always going to be.
And I agree with you. I think she's the type of Democrat that they can be proud of.
I think.
Right?
Yes.
She's a patriotic Democrat.
Yeah. You know what? They're doing the convention of states, right, to get amendments. Wouldn't it be nice if they can throw another one in there to find out if any of the people in Congress right now have any ties to the CIA, and then get rid of them right there, get them out of Congress if they have any ties to the CIA. because that's part of the big problem here. We have an unelected group controlling all these people.
Well, it's all happening behind our back that we're not even aware of.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say that. So have no fear. We're living in a time that the biggest thing is that you've got to learn to have faith in something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're gonna see things and whatever, and we already know there's so much fake that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it be a war going on, or or all the narratives that go on by the mainstream media and all.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't we expect a lot more fake things that would
Right.
test our very,
Right.
our very worldview, right?
Right.
So many things that we're seeing, we don't know the full story. All we know is what we've been told
Mm-hmm.
by the media the last 40 years or 50 years.
Yeah. I want to say to the listener that sent that video on Facebook, I watched most of it, and I don't know, is that something you designed? Or, I'm not sure why would we would want to watch that? It's I don't know, not sure. Is it something you designed, possibly? I don't know. It looks like some kind of video game or something. One of these character-based video games. But anyway.
But there's so much, so much that we don't understand, right? So even the patriots looking at things say, okay, what do we believe, right? So how do you know what to do? Well, we know what our president, not the Pino, stood for, and we know that he's calm. We know that, we know he's not abandoned us.
Mm-hmm.
We know what the drops told us, right? God is in control.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots are in control. Military is in control. Now, either you believe that or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Either you believe that what's been presented in the drops were largely true, or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather believe anything that the mainstream media is putting out?
No.
Or anything that Brandon's putting out?
Wait a minute. Now, some things that the mainstream media puts out is true, like Gilligan's Island. That's true. Right?
Right.
Batman.
You have to use discernment on everything.
1966
The
Batman,
local
that was
media,
true.
There's lots of local media that's largely true. A lot of the national news,
I don't know,
is still a propaganda.
I think it's everywhere. I think it's because in this little town here, 9,000 people. We had, when I first moved here, over 20 years ago, there were 3 local papers, very vibrant papers, all independent. There was the Door County Advocate, been here since they started this place up here in the 1800s, I think. And the Door Reminder, which had a lot of coupons in it. And then the Peninsula Pulse, which was kind of like the arts and entertainment and the calendar events, stuff that's going on. Well, over the last 20 years, both the Advocate and the Door Reminder got swallowed up by Gannett.
Right.
And so now it's just the Pulse. And they're one of the very few in the nation that's an independent newspaper. Now, it's a good newspaper, although it's extremely left-leaning. So,
right. Now, I would venture to say that there's a number of people in there that are going to wake up and realize that they don't want to support not everything that the paper puts out, but a lot of what it puts out, right?
Yeah, well,
and the best way for them to spread deception is to surround it with some truth.
Mm-hmm.
So their truth, even the people, even your Democratic friends or family,
Yeah.
Most of them are well-meaning, right? You love them.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are well-meaning. They just they don't see the propaganda yet.
Yeah.
In the same way, there are well-meaning people in these organizations
Sure.
that just haven't awakened to that propaganda.
Right. Like,
So,
I don't know if
there's good and evil and everything. We have to just use our discernment.
Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but just the other day I saw in the paper here that a local bar here in town raised like over $500,000 for Ukraine. And the people who've been murdering their own people for 8 years, thousands and thousands of men, women, and children, and they're rewarding them with $500,000 after our economy's been squashed over the last. It's just sad that the people are that
these organized efforts are going to people that are evil. But there are probably good Ukrainians that are actually suffering.
I think that's always where money goes. Whenever you give money to something, someone bad is going to find a way to get their grubby hands on it. That's what I think.
That's your best charities are the people you know directly that are
right
in your life that are suffering in some way. Those are the best people to help.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember I was walking downtown Minneapolis many decades ago, and this looked like a homeless guy came up to me. He goes, "Hey man," he had a little bit of change in his hand. He goes, "Hey man, I only need 50 more cents for another bottle of booze. Can you help a guy out?" And I said, "Wow, you're a really honest guy." You know, he didn't tell me some tale about I need bus fare to see my mother or something.
Right.
I said, "Wow, you're really honest." I gave him some money because it's like, here, I gave him everything was in my pocket. Here you go, buddy. You're honest. Go get whatever you want to get. But yeah, that's the way to help people. That's what I think.
Well, I see people struggling, like a family struggling out at a restaurant, and they're trying to come up, find money from in the pocketbook, mother, and she's got 3 or 4 kids around her, trying to figure out how to. And sometimes I'll go up and buy their meal for them.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Just to be nice,
Mm-hmm.
Because I know you're struggling a little. I just want to take the load off you today. How about that?
Yeah.
The kids see that and they're like, "Thank you."
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them, today you get to order what you want.
That's nice. That's really nice. Yeah.
So and you feel so good too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
This is my old car. I've got my old car up on screen here. It's my 2001 PT Cruiser that I no longer have. Had flames all the way down the side, so caught the sunset in the window. It's kind of a good picture. Kind of a good picture. It's a very cool car. However, the turning radius was terrible on this car. Now I have an HHR now, which is similar in body style. Not as nice as this, but similar. But it can turn on a dime. I mean, I've never driven a car. I mean, it steers better than a big wheel. I mean, it's incredible. It's pretty good. I mean, you can do a U-turn in the middle of a intersection. It's amazing. So if you like tight turns, get yourself an HHR Chevy. Heritage High Rooftop. Dumbest name for a car ever. Heritage High Rooftop. There it is. All right. Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty. Love those flames. Yeah. I wanted to paint flames on this thing. So what I did was I got one of those white and white markers and I drew them on there and I drove around with it like that. And now I want to change that. I erase it and change it. And when I got it the way I wanted it, then me and the kids taped it all up and we spray painted it and did it at the campground. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Yeah. Lots of fun. My stepfather, who was a musician, drives an HHR. Yeah, they're easy to get in and out of, too. If you need a car that's easy to get in and out of, the HHR, I wish they still made them. They're great little cars. But
I had an old Buick Electra 225.
What year?
62.
Really? I
Yeah,
had a.
when I was growing up.
I had a.
I love that thing.
I had an Electra. Where is it? It's gotta be here
It
somewhere.
was kind of a wine color, red wine colored, you know, like burgundy colored.
Okay.
I love that thing. And I had a stepfather who hand ground the pistons of the cylinder walls, and he made that engine something special.
I had a 63 Buick Electra, and I got it up right here. It was dark midnight blue metal flake, and I painted flames on it. And there's the flames. That's not me sitting in it. I'm taking the picture with my pinhole camera that I made in 12th grade. And I'm parked in the back row of the parking lot, up over the curb, so it gives it that rake like it's a race car.
Remember all those little innovations and cameras we all went through, you know?
Oh, yeah.
From the real box things to the little Instamatic 110 cameras to the Polaroids to the...
Oh, yeah. My first camera was a Kodak 828 Pony. Was my first camera. 828. I got it at a garage sale. I was all excited. Then I went to get film for it, and they said, "Well, we don't carry that film anymore." What? Oh, you gotta send away for that. Really? So I found the phone number, I called them, I ordered it, boom, and I got film. That's how I got started.
Well, it's hard to find 35 millimeter camera film now.
Yeah, there's always a way.
You know, you can get it. It's just harder. But so.
Yeah, the SSR was kind of cool. The only thing bad about one of the bad things about the SSR, and I don't think they thought about this, was the front wheels were different size than the back wheels. The back wheels were bigger in diameter, so you can never rotate the tires. I mean, unless you have two of them. I mean, but you can't rotate the tires. You can't flip the sides; they'll explode. They have to keep going the same direction. So that's...
I had a few years back, I had a van, and I was trying to fix it up. Really a high-tech thing. I had there's this company out there. I'm trying to remember the name. They make air conditioning units to your specification.
Yeah.
And so they can be very, very small. So I designed this thing so I have this little tiny air conditioning unit would fit in the back of the van. I was going to mount it in the wall, and then it was going to be powered by solar cells on the roof.
Okay.
And it could run during a typical sunny day when the van would get hot. It would run enough that it would be cool in there. It wouldn't draw down on the battery. And I made it so it would also run a little mini fridge. And I was really trying to fix that thing up, and I designed a kind of a revolutionary battery.
Yeah.
It's what I call a gel pack battery.
Oh, I've heard about those.
But this battery was designed to handle produce so much power that I had a plug that I was putting on the van that I could actually plug into the house.
Okay.
I'd have to flick a switch in the house, so it wasn't the live lines weren't connected, but it was going to be designed to run off this battery pack for up to 8 hours.
Okay.
And this battery pack, I still intend to put it into production someday. I've been trying to perfect it. I learned a lot by studying the old Edison batteries. They're very heavy, but actually quite brilliant. So they use sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide instead of sulfuric acid. The big advantage, you can't overcharge them.
Okay.
And they put out a lot of power. These are the old train batteries.
Wait a minute. You just said you can't overcharge them. Now, can you take that same material and make a credit card out of it? Can't overcharge it.
It would be nice. Yeah.
I gotta interrupt you for a brief minute here. I got up on camera here. It's a UFO that I saw, or something I saw in the sky back in May 1, the 1st of May, 2010. And I was in Green Bay, and I saw this thing in the sky, streaking across the sky. Now, I can't remember if this is actually a photo I took or if it was like a representation of it that I made later. I can't remember. I'll have to look through some of my old files. I found this on an old disc, and so I just can't remember that far back. My RAM memory in my brain doesn't go that far. It's only a couple megabytes. So, but it was really, really freaky. It was super bright. It was like neon light in the sky. Very strange. I forgot that I saw that till I came across this file. Like, oh yeah, I remember that thing. But I don't remember if it's an actual photo, so I can't really say this is an actual photo. I don't know.
I don't know if you watch Alien Scientist at all.
No. Is it on television? Is it?
No, it's a YouTube channel.
Oh, it's on YouTube. No, I have not. What's it called?
Yeah, they're Patriots. But there's one.
What's it called?
They just recently had a guy on there who did a presentation. He was trying to prove that what he calls the feeler. There's a ball. He says there's a ball lightning that comes down to the ground right before a lightning bolt hits the ground.
Okay.
And he's trying to prove that, right? So
all right.
And he was describing the evidence that was occurring, and of course there are people asking all kinds of questions about that, because lots of people have seen ball lightning and described it as intelligent and everything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know I've seen once in my life where it actually came into my bedroom window, kind of hovered like it was looking at me, and then went straight over to my television and shorted it out.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. I remember that.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see another flash that I remember of a lightning bolt following it in, but I guess it could have been super fast and done so. Because I was kind of shook up by it when it hit the television.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting what the guy had to say. They're getting a lot of high-level speakers in there. It's actually becoming quite good if you're interested in
what's it called?
In technologies about UFOs and that sort of thing.
What's it called again?
Alien Scientist. Now, the one thing I don't agree with the guy all the time, sometimes he considers himself the great skeptic, so he likes to go attack other people in the movement, and I don't think that's very good, because it just
no.
Even if you disagree with him, I don't think like he wanted to get a hold of some of this debris that To the Stars Academy got. Well, he finally found out the person who holds all 5 samples of the debris is Linda Moulton Howe. Well, he's gone on out publicly and tried to humiliate her. Do you think she's ever going to sell him a piece of that debris to study?
No.
Just because of that.
Yeah, well. I don't know. I have an opinion about these so-called ufologists who've been in the public eye. Somehow they're always the ones on TV getting all the attention. They're not really experiencers themselves, but they seem to always kind of be there. I don't know. It's very suspicious
But
to
not
me.
not all their information is questionable.
No.
You know, there's lots of stuff that, yes, I agree with you that some of the stuff is, but who out there has a lot of evidence, right? That's the whole problem with this movement.
There's
government.
there's a ton of
aren't giving us the
dude,
truth.
there's a ton of evidence. There is actually a ton of evidence.
Well, not when it comes to like the actual debris and everything else. We see all kinds of videos and whatever, but when you look at experience data, a lot of people, the people who actually experienced it, you can't tell them otherwise, right? They know what they saw, right?
Well,
You never could convince they
well,
didn't see it.
the problem is anytime someone gets something, it gets taken by somebody. Like when Stan Romanek, he went to the doctor and he said, I got this pain in my hip. And at this time in his life, he would walk by any lamp, even a street lamp, and they'd burn out, they explode. Like a lamp at the house, if it's on, boom, it would pop if he was near it. Even street lamps. And he told the doctor, he said, I got this thing, I feel it, it's in my hip. And the doctor looked at it, he goes, I'm not going to do anything with it. Please, would you please just try and get this out of here? He took it out, and when he took it out, his body got like this shock. And after that, he didn't have that effect on light bulbs anymore. Lights didn't explode. And it was like a crystal, like a shard of crystal, like a little, I don't know if it was like a ½ inch long or something. And so he put that, he hid it somewhere because their house is being broken into all the time. The people taking they're messing with their computer, taking their files. So he was trying to think of a crafty place to put it. So he hid it, didn't tell anyone where he put it. And at like 2:30 in the morning, there's this loud cracking sound, this shrieking cracking sound, and it wakes them up. And she goes, oh my God, it came from the alarm clock. He goes, oh, that's where I put it. He opened it up and it was broken. It was broken. And it wasn't too long after that, it was missing. So I think they have a way of getting their hands on this material. And well, I've seen there's this one guy who has a piece of metal. It looks like very, it goes down, tapering down. It looks almost like a Geiger painting. So there's some stuff out there. There's plenty of.
Well, I didn't say there
evidence.
wasn't. There's evidence, but think about everything you put out. Do you absolutely know everything you're putting out is 100% true? You can't. You just make your best judgment on
well, if it's
what you're putting out is true.
If it's not true, it's untrue, and untrue is very close to true. It's only 2 letters different. So there you go.
I'm just trying to make the point is that, if we chastise everybody, because they said something that was untrue, we're denigrating the whole movement.
Well, but when you say the movement, I really just don't think it includes the Tom Brokaws of ufology, if you know what I'm saying. These people are not independent. There's no way they can be. They've taken money for too many years. They owe too many people, and they're never going to go beyond a certain point. That's my opinion. I'm just looking at it from the outside going, okay, this looks really, it looks staged. It looks
like people, if you took that to the fullest extent, you say none of these other people are going to ever wake up, they're all, and I don't think that's true.
No, I wouldn't say that.
A lot of people
I wouldn't say that. But as long as there's these gatekeepers, and that's what they are, they're gatekeepers, we're never going to get full disclosure. They're going to be talking about this tic-tac, mark my words, for the next 50 or 60 years. They'll still be talking, but what about that tic-tac? Oh, yeah, the tic-tac.
When was it ever dependent on what they do? I thought we're the ones to take back our world.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't pay any attention to
who
these.
cares what they do if
I don't
we're
pay.
making the world up?
I would much rather watch Space Force News with Alara and Loyal to the Foil than to Linda Moulton Howe.
Well,
you know,
I don't have a problem with you saying that. Everybody's got their opinion.
99 times out of 100, and even on the 100th time, I would skew towards that. Anything independent is better than something that's a possible gatekeeping. They let you in, to the petting farm. You'll get to pet the goats, but you're not going to get a whole lot more. And that's just the way it's been ever since.
They don't have a whole lot more. All they do is present what they have available, and sometimes they make very big mistakes and put stuff out there that was clearly they should have done more work to make sure it was. They should have edited it better.
Like
that's
what? Like those.
I had with the alien scientist dude. He was attacking her for things that she didn't vet, which it's appropriate to tell people that they didn't vet it. That's fine. I don't have a problem, but people pointing out what the truth really is and that they put out a false story, that's appropriate. What's not appropriate is saying that everything that person does is wrong because they put out one bad story.
Well, I don't know.
That's like me saying that you're an evil person because you did one bad thing.
Yeah, probably true. Yeah, probably true.
So I'm not saying anybody has to support anything that I say. I'm just saying that we need to all try to be fair here. If you don't want to look at it, you don't want to look at it. That's you're right.
Yeah. I don't know. Because I've listened to them. It's like those worn out songs from the 70s that keep replaying. And I never asked to listen to those songs, but they keep replaying them. It's the same thing.
You stop listening and you don't realize that they're changing. Just like if someone had looked at me 5 years ago, they would have seen a totally different person in terms of
they have to.
Views I was putting out there.
But listen, I have my opinion is the gatekeepers will give a little bit of candy, but they're never gonna even cross certain lines. So I don't know. They did the same thing with Roswell. Look at how darn long they've been talking about Roswell. From 47 till now. I mean, come on. It's
those gatekeepers truly don't have access to the information. They are people trying to make a living at this, which is very difficult.
Yeah, well,
you have anybody trying to make big. Ask most of the people out there trying to have UFO channels trying to make money. It's quite difficult. You have to have. I mean,
it's impossible. Sure it's impossible. It's impossible to make money at this. Trust me.
So
yeah.
So it's very difficult. The only way they can do it is they get on these programs and they get on these things and then they have to. You know how it is. You have to do what your boss tells you to do. You can't just go off on your own and say, well, I don't agree with this and whatever. Well, you won't be on the show anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So but some of them wake up from that. Richard Dole, I can tell you, is waking up. And I know he's putting pressure. He and his wife are putting pressure on Linda Moulton Howe. You can see it in what she doesn't push anymore.
Well,
so you can tell she's not awake yet. I'm not saying she's awake yet. I'm saying that she's getting there.
Well,
she's at the questioning stage. She's like, okay, my friends are telling me this, and there's our dear friends. So you can tell if you watch, you can tell there's a transformation going on, but she's not there yet. It's just like all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, even the gatekeepers, they call gatekeepers, are not immune to the same changes we all went.
Well,
okay. So I'm just saying, cut them a little slack. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well,
Until they prove that they're truly evil, cut them a little slack. Because most of us out here, we're all quite confused and supporting the propaganda until we woke up.
Yeah. Well, I think the only reason that I think, in my opinion, and I appreciate your opinion. I listen to you. Obviously, you're a very smart man. I'm not saying I'm totally right, but is for the way I'm thinking right now, it's like, well, these gatekeepers, they have to sharpen their pencil a little bit. They have to give a little bit more now than they used to, because they've got stiff competition from little teeny people like me, and other thousands of other people.
They're going to latch on to any story that they find, like to the Stars Academy, and think this is the greatest thing.
Oh,
even though most of the people in the movement are saying, wait a minute, these people seem to be putting out a narrative that we don't like. Limited disclosure, right?
Right.
Limited hangout. And we all know that's not. We don't want to put up with that anymore.
Okay.
We want real answers.
I just put up on.
We're never going to get real answers from those people. We have to get real answers from the people who know. Yeah. Those are the people that should be accountable to us, because we paid for all this research.
Right. Well, I just put a picture up. I'm sure you've seen this picture. It's a picture of at the Rockefeller Ranch with all the ufologists, Linda Moulton Howe with the big thing around her head right there. And let's move this thing over to Stephen Greer and all the rest of these people. There's a lot of familiar faces here. I'm sure you can find some people that you know. So I think that these people have been on the take from this, when this picture was taken. I think it was back in the 80s. Back when, or maybe in the 90s. Maybe it was in the 90s. Back when Hillary Clinton was seen with this Rockefeller character with a UFO book in her hand. Same group. I don't know. I have a hard time trusting and especially this guy right here. I don't trust this guy. Now, I know he's done a lot of good stuff, Stephen Greer, with the Disclosure Project, but with the Andy revelations about when he met him in the 70s. And
he's a good example, right? We know he did some great things for the movement by trying to get these hearings in Congress and everything, right?
Yeah, but wait a minute. Hold on a second. How the heck do you think he got into that position to even do that? You can't just go in and do that. He was allowed to do that. It was part of the plan.
So that takes away from the good things he did?
No. And that is one of the good things he did. However, I'm just saying, not anybody off the street can go to the press club and put on a big thing like this. It just doesn't happen.
Right.
He has to be, because he was CIA back then. He's CIA now. So that's how he can pull the strings and pull attention away from the real truth tellers and keep them in a box. All aliens are friendly.
I agree with you. That's why I used him as an example.
Yeah.
Is that here's an example of where a guy has done some good things for the movement, but he's also, a lot of people don't trust him now because there's some people in the movement he has where he shows people these things where people said that's staged and everything else. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I can believe it's possible it's true, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know some of the, he's the one that puts out that all aliens are good, right? So, I don't believe that.
No. Right. Exactly.
Right? I don't believe that.
Right.
So many people don't believe that, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Right?
Humans are in space and we're not all good.
Right. It makes no sense that all of them are good, right?
No sense.
So we all tend to disagree with that narrative. So we all we all have good reason to be suspicious of the guy. But that doesn't take away that he's done some good things. That's
Right.
all the point I'm trying to make.
Right. I understand.
Is that
Now,
even people that have been in here have done some good things, and they are even capable of waking up. It's just whether they will or not.
mm-hmm.
You could have people leave that have been in something for a long time and said, hey, wait a minute, I was doing all this before, and now I just can't take it anymore. Who's that guy who's something of an economic hitman? What was that guy's name? He's the guy that woke up and told how he was going around and
that foreign banker,
like Diary of an Economic Hitman, or
that foreign banker, that Belgian banker, Bernard.
Okay.
Mr. Bernard, I think.
People waking up all the time, and even people you don't expect to. Now, the truly evil people, they're probably not going to change, right? They're part of the true evil on the planet. But there's a whole lot of people that are questionable that might wake up.
Abby says, Aaron, you are right. There is a circle of them, some involved in Gaia as well in this picture. Yeah, it's you know, they've been getting a paycheck from the Rockefellers to keep the movement fighting each other. You know, that's what I think. I mean, and I can point right to Linda Moulton Howe in the way that she alienated David Wilcock when he was actually promoting her. Now, that is not the way a real content creator behaves. So
I agree with that. I actually tried to contact both of them at the same time when that's occurring.
I got to tell you a story about Dr. Greer. Not so much about Dr. Greer, but back in 2007, 2008, when I had my UFO show on Blog Talk Radio, I was going to contact him and have him on my show because I thought he'd be a good guest. And I got his latest book. I ordered it and I was reading it, and I was walking around the house with it and just reading it, and it was in my hand kind of loosely. I walked into the bathroom and I turned around and it fell into the toilet.
Oh.
And I thought to myself, oh no, it fell in the toilet. And I thought, wait a minute, this has got to be a sign. And I lost all interest in having him on my show. I just took that as a sign that this was not meant to be. So, yeah, I understand he did some good things. I mean, he really put the spotlight on what's his name, Clifford Stone, who just passed away, when he made that very bold statement. You know, when I was working in the programs, we were dealing with 57 different alien species. 57 different alien species. And scientists were confused because they were all bipedal. And they were trying to figure out, well, how is this possible? So, yeah, I'm not saying he didn't do, but what I'm saying is he's doing it under an evil umbrella, in my opinion. And they all are. They're taking dirty money.
He's clearly one he's not taken the path of awakening, certainly. Everything in recent times seems to be, and most people that study UFOs out there, I think if you did a poll around with your audience, those that have seen Stephen Greer probably are a little suspicious of the things he said, especially in the recent years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they wouldn't classify him as awakened, right? I don't think so. So I agree there. Okay. But we have to use our discernment, and to do that we have to be aware of what they're saying, or else we're being I think we're being unfair if we don't listen to what they have to say before judging them. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
and I'm saying what I've heard from recently from Linda shows me that she hasn't changed yet, but some of her friends have already changed. Because everything they talk about now is the deep state and how they need to do something to stop it. And so
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a process. She's on the process of awakening.
Mm-hmm.
There's no evidence that I've ever seen lately that Stephen Greer's on any such process. Okay, that's the difference, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're not awakening, it means you've accepted that none of this is real, and if you're still on the other side,
mm-hmm.
you have no intention to change, right? That
Yeah.
doesn't mean they still couldn't awaken. He couldn't awaken. It's just that he's more highly entrenched with the propaganda.
Gnarly
You know,
News.
he's still awakened, but looks less likely.
Gnarly News says, explain wake up exactly as you are thinking of it. I don't know who you're talking to, but waking up to me is, you're waking up to realizing that, what you see on the TV is very controlled and not real and very controlled. And you're not going to get a whole lot of truth out of the CIA controlled TV, especially when the Rockefellers are behind it.
Yeah.
And they're taking Rockefeller money. They're probably taking dirty money. They can't just change. I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see how it's possible.
And it's not like they're making mistakes and accidentally lying to you. They're intentionally lying to you.
Yeah.
Right. They're intentionally telling you something that's untrue.
And I think,
and they're intentionally doing things that take away our freedoms.
Yeah. And if you want to awaken or help someone to become awakened, go through all of the Q drops, the actual Q drops. That will wake you up. And then do the related research that comes from the questions you'll have when you read these drops. That's the awakening process. And it worked for me day one.
Right.
I was
listen to these other channels, some of the early stuff that Red Pill and other people started putting out, and you realize all this evidence from the three Hunter Biden laptops have been out there, and all these things have been out there. The Patriots have released them. Mainstream media has never released them.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the videos of Hunter doing god awful things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see the pictures. You can hear him saying things.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to believe what we say. You can see it. That's what Red Pill always stressed. Don't believe it because I say it. Believe me because you've gone and looked for yourself and found it to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not about trusting what I say or what Aaron says or anybody else says. It's hearing what we say, saying, okay, I hear what you say, I'm going to look. Yeah.
Look, the
key is, pans out, fine, I might believe in you.
Always research yourself. And Gnarly News, I just put this up. Q is God? LOL. No, nobody said Q is God. Nobody. Q is less than 10 people. 3 of them are civilians. Most of them, the rest of them are military intelligence or retired military intelligence. And
you dropped to explain that who they are.
And they had access to all of the NSA data, and they were giving it to the public in cryptic drops, which is the only legal way they could do it. So that you will find out after the fact that, Q said this was going to happen. This is what they meant. Oh my goodness, now I get it. Yeah, the 2-year deltas, 3-year, 4-year deltas, and things are happening. Like this week is boom week from like 2 or 3 years ago, Delta. And guess what? The Supreme Court, that's a big boom. Look at that. There's all kinds of booms happening. Look, 2000 Mules is out, and now they're not putting it on Amazon Prime. They're not putting it on any of the Netflix. It's going on smaller venues, so the average person can see it. So that's phenomenal. and it's selling
Yeah,
out
tell
in
me what
theaters.
2,000 Mules is. I don't know what that is. I heard it.
That's a movie by Dinesh D'Souza, and he's going to be on Red Pill in the next couple days. And True the Vote is a group that gathers election information, and
Okay.
they got CC camera footage from all of these Zuckerbuck drop boxes and all these
Okay.
mules who are people who are paid to drive from drop box to drop box, dropping off tons and tons and tons of votes, mail-in votes. Yes. And they've got
Those all videos of that.
Yeah, and it's not just one place, it's the whole country. They've got it all.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, good. That's cool.
So it's going to be overwhelming, the information that people are going to see on this, or that they already have seen.
Right.
They're selling out in theaters right now, but they've just opened it up.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Right. Well, thank you for telling me that. I figured it had to be something like that. I just hadn't heard anybody tell exactly what it was about.
Yeah, it's kind of cryptic, but people are putting the flags up on overpasses. 2,000 mule. It's old-fashioned advertising. It's really quite astounding.
Yeah.
It's quite astounding.
That's fine, actually.
Yeah. Some people would.
There'll be people like, "What is this?" And they'll start to research it. Right.
Right.
That's what you want. It starts with basic curiosity.
Yeah, and don't go into researching thinking that you're going to just verify the talking points of the media, because then you'll only go as far as Snopes. Snopes is not the truth. They're like one of the worst.
Well, they always declare unnamed sources, right?
Yeah.
So you can't research it. Unnamed sources,
Right.
When have you known them to describe a real source, right?
Right. Never. Sources say. Sources close to the issue say. Sources that know what's happening told us this. And now we're telling you.
And for many years, we all accepted that BS.
Oh, yeah.
Till we woke up. Till we realized we were being lied to. Till we realized that a lot of the things we were being told, not everything, there is a kernel of truth in there, a few places, but most of it is utter fake. The opposite of what's true. That's what the process of awakening is. Realize that we're being shared, we're being presented disinformation, and then they're accusing us of putting out the disinformation.
Yeah. Hello, Mauricio. I'm not sure what that says. I can only read American or English. It's like I told my English teacher, why do I need to learn English? I never planned to go to England. Yeah. Hello, buddy. Good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. Yeah. Watch the water. Yes, watch the water.
What do you think that means?
Well, I don't think we'll know until it happens. I mean, a lot of people thought it was when that barge got caught, or that shipping container got caught in the Suez Canal. Some people thought it was that. And we still haven't found out what was in that thing, if there was any human trafficking in that thing.
Right. We were told, someone was saying there was clones that were in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's all kinds of, that's why I'm just want to know what other people think. What do you think watch the water means? Does it mean that someone's going to contaminate our water? Does it mean there's going to be an event on the water?
I don't know, but
one if by land, two if by sea, or
I don't know, but I see an opportunity. If there's all these clones coming up, if we can come up with the clone cologne, hey, we could mop up. Yeah. Clone cologne. Smell like your clone. Clone cologne.
Okay. Don't quit your day job. Sorry.
What day job? This is it, baby.
Okay.
This is it. Sad but true. No.
You do a good job.
Well, thank you.
We all love you.
Well, thanks. I love all you guys too.
No Cuomo, of course.
Yeah, no Cuomo. Definitely no Cuomo.
Yeah.
Very hetero. Definitely. Yeah, watch the water. Yeah, I just don't know what that means. You know, when they were down at the border fence today and they were playing the music on the wall, it was reverberating and it was making this crazy for miles. It was reverberating. And they yelled praise Jesus to it, and it made this wow, 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 wow. And so you got this miles long musical instrument on the border. Very interesting. So, and then they were talking about Dr. Emoto and his water experiments, how he can take, contaminated water, pray over it, and then when it freezes, it's a beautiful crystal. So,
Right.
so watch the water, maybe watch how we're speaking to each other. That might be part of it too. I don't know. It could mean so many things. Watch the water.
Right. I just didn't know if there was anybody out there that had a consensus of what it meant. Apparently not. So
what's my Facebook page? My Facebook page is Aaron Moriarity, and I also have a Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarity page too. So I got that, and I have a Hot Games and Puzzles Facebook page. And so there. That's where I'm at. I'm there. And hello, James Rohrback. Welcome to the program. Yeah. So, yeah, that blue UFO was interesting from 2010. I completely forgot about that darn thing. So wild. Here, I wonder which one this one is. Okay, I got 3 of these, so let's see which one this is. Oh, wait a minute. Here's something, friends. Check this out. This is from Sky Patriot at Sky Patriot. As NBC calls Elon Musk a danger, their news director was busted trying to meet a child for a 3-letter word. It starts with S and ends with X. Yeah. You've no right to call anybody out, dude. You're a creep.
No,
You're a creep.
No, is it true that Elon Musk said that anybody who will be banned from being on Twitter if they don't accept the notion that about climate change?
I have no
Have you
clue.
heard that somewhere?
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that too. So, has anybody heard that?
The one I did hear that I do believe is true is he's going to buy the Doritos company and fill the bag up all the way. I'm pretty sure he's going to do that. Yeah.
What?
No, that's one of the fake ones.
Okay.
There's all kinds of fake ones out there.
Okay.
He's going to buy this and fix that. He's going to buy all the McDonald's and fix their ice cream machines. Yeah. No.
Okay.
It's just, and I post those because they're funny, and then I get fact checked. Oh, fact checked, and he never said that. It's a joke. I wasn't saying that he really said it. You idiots! Oh, those people, these fact checkers, get a life. Fact checkers, get a life. Come on.
Yeah, who died and made them the arbiter of truth?
Well, yeah. Well, they got a loony bin heading the truth, the Ministry of Truth right now.
Right.
Oh, Truth Quest with Aaron Maria. This is Mrs. Combat Carl. I watched that video. He acted so guilty.
Who?
What were we talking about? Yeah, what were we talking about?
Who's she talking about?
I'm not sure.
Looking for guilty. Okay.
And it's like a 15-second
Maybe
delay.
you can tell him.
Great memes, Aaron. Thanks, James. Oh, what's this? Mad Poke says, remember when Ted Nugent wanted to buy Muzak so he could pull it out of business? No, I didn't hear that. Really? Oh, the guy, the NBC, the MSNBC guy that was up on pedo charges, the pedo. Oh, you saw that, huh? Interesting. Watch the video. He acted so guilty. Well, yeah, he looks guilty.
Oh, that's the one who's talking about. Okay.
Yeah, Ministry of Truth. How
Thanks
quick?
for clarifying.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Because the Patriots out there have so much information, that we sometimes none of us see.
Right. Do. Oh yeah. Let's see. Okay. I think we can get to this now. So here I am. Now, here is that car. I think I've shown one of these. I took this picture. I made several memes out of it. And let's see which one is. I don't know which one this is. The thumbnail is too small for me to know. Oh, yeah, this is pretty funny. Hey, what's everyone looking at? Feels like I'm being followed. So there I am in my Elvis suit with the Elvis mobile there with some UFOs in the background. There you go. So I photoshopped those in, friends. Those UFOs weren't really in the sky that day. I was just making a meme from many years ago. So there's that one. And let's see, there's another one too. Another one. Okay, let's see if what this one says. Hello, Aaron Moriarty here. Let's see the government cover this up, the UFO show. That's when my show was called the UFO show. Back in 07 and 08, around that time frame. There you go.
Is that one that Tara threatened you?
That was after that. Yeah, that was after that.
Okay.
He threatened me when I had my cable access show in the early 90s, in the mid 90s. Yeah. He was going to throw me in jail and throw away the key. No one will ever know where you are. And he meant
it. Shut up, right?
He meant it. He was screaming at me. He did not want me doing that show on cable access, the UFO show.
And it was only a couple doors down, right?
Yeah, he was a block and the cop station was literally a block and a half away. Oh, well, actually one very small block away, a very small block.
Oh,
yeah, not very far at all. So I didn't sleep for a number of nights. I thought he was going to come and shoot me. That's what I thought he was going to do. And they've done that. They've actually done that. They went out and shot this guy dead on his own property, and nothing was ever done about it. In fact, the cop.
The police did?
Yeah. Yeah. They shot the guy. They went there. They had someone heard that there was a puppy farm going on out there, some kind of illegal puppy farm. He went out there and shot the guy. And so that officer became the chief, and then he went out of state before the heat got to him. I don't know if it ever even was going to get to him, because in a little town like this, they kind of make up their own rules,
right?
And people disappear.
That's what corruption does, yeah.
Yeah, there was a terrible thing. This family was threatened by a man with a hedge trimmer, and he injured this woman and her grandfather before the police came. Horrifying. He was trying to find car keys so he could escape. He was jumping bail. But that happened pretty close to around here in this little town. So yeah, it's getting kind of crazy. End time madness, people. Watch out. Karma will prevail. Yeah. Hello, Tanya. Good to see you here. Tanya Brash. Thank you very much for being here. Yeah.
Sounds like a new name.
Oh, I think I've seen her here before.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always nice to see everybody. Because we love
It's just great people.
We love everybody. 5 by 5. Thank you. Okay, check this out, folks. You know, I want to get a trail cam, you know, because, you know, if I get a trail cam and I don't get a picture like this, I'm going to be disappointed. I will be very disappointed. But look at that. There's 2 deer up on their hind legs, looks like they're dancing, and 2 cats dancing.
Yeah.
And you can see eyes in the background of other animals watching.
I was once riding my bike in kind of in a wilderness area.
Yeah.
Where you can rent a bike and ride around. And I came down this hill, and there was a whole bunch of deer right in front of me. And I did everything I could do to stop, and I stopped about 3 feet from the deer.
Oh boy.
And one of them looked at me, and I thought I was going to get rammed.
Yeah.
And I turned around, and you've never seen me pedal so fast in my life to get away, because that male deer started chasing me.
Yeah. I always carry extra hats with me. Just put a hat on their antlers. They're fine.
Okay. I have to remember that.
They like that. Yeah. Gives them a sense of purpose. Trailer
I
cam.
tell the story to some of my friends, and they say, "No, that never happened." Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I know none of my friends that was there, and he just stood at the top of the hill when he was laughing.
Wow.
And he was laughing until I tried to go up that hill, and he saw the deer was following him, and he said, "Oh, I better get out of the way too." So, it's actually in Tennessee, a place called Cade's Cove.
Caves Cove.
At Cade's Cove, they got this place that the cars drive around and see the deer and whatever.
Okay.
And this is one of those days. They have a day. I don't know now. I think they have days. One day a week that no cars are allowed, so people can walk and ride bikes the whole time.
Yeah.
It's a lot more enjoyable that way.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much traffic when the cars are there. You know, you got all that exhaust, right? You're following another car closely, and it's like not much fun, really.
Yeah.
But with a bike, you know, it's just fun. You can stop, and you're not bothering anybody, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way to do it. I think it's like 14 or 15 miles, though, if you take the full. No, it can't be that much. I think it's maybe 5 or 6 miles. So it's fun.
Oh,
And for the most part, it's not very hilly.
Mad Pogue has some pics, but he hasn't reviewed them yet. Oh, that's exciting. That must be pretty cool. My neighbors have all turned crazy. They're buying trail camera for inside their house. For inside their house? Tanya? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I've thought about that. Yeah, I've thought about putting one in my bedroom, you know, because I want to see how many spiders are crawling on me at night when I'm sleeping. I have a feeling there's a party going on.
Well, if the trail cam responds to a spider, it must be a darn big spider.
Yeah, and I've been sleeping very heavily lately. In fact, the other night I had this really bizarre dream. It's like I kept dreaming that I was eating super dry shredded wheat. All night long, I dreamt I was eating this dry shredded wheat.
Oh, no.
When I woke up, half the mattress was gone.
Oh, no.
There you go.
Okay.
Man, Got a lot of fiber though. I think that's a good part. Lots of fiber.
This is a place where the old cane pulls you off the screen.
Yeah. Thank God I don't have an assistant. They'd have the cane. I'd be out of here after the first 5 minutes.
All you saw was a cane, and I goes yank.
Yeah. Hey, Artist 61's in the house.
Those old comic shows.
Oh yeah. That's the main reason I went.
People out there don't know what I'm talking about.
That's the main reason I never went into comedy, because of the cane.
Yeah,
Now,
okay.
I always thought plate spinning would be a big career choice for me, but apparently that kind of died out. Plate spinning isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Hello, Peggy Dancer. Welcome to the program. Good to see you here. Yeah, we're all having fun. Where's Chuck Barris when you need him? Good question.
That's a name I haven't heard for a while.
Yeah, good old. He built the original Batmobile. Yeah, we started with a beautiful car built by Ford.
I have a memory of living a few doors down from someone who owned the Batmobile.
Cool.
And I've told my family members about that, and they said, "We never lived there."
Oh wow.
So I don't know where that memory comes from.
Wow.
I could drive there. I know exactly where it is.
That's cool.
But they said, "No, we never lived there." So I don't know what that is. You know what that memory comes from. Very detailed set of memories. Exactly where I lived and lived on the second floor, and remember having a bike accident when I was young. It was like 5 or 6 years old.
Wow. You know what, friends? I've got this thing. I don't know if it's a problem or what you would call it. Maybe it's a problem.
No, it sounds like he's setting us up for a joke.
No, I'm
okay. This is what he does.
I'm trying to solve a little mystery here, and it has to do with that picture of the that I have up on the screen right now. If I still have it on the screen, let me see. Okay, we'll put this here, and let's see. I thought those cats looked familiar, but okay, let's put this over here. Yep, I was right. Oh my goodness. I'm pretty darn proud of myself here, folks. I gotta hide that for a second. Okay, I gotta get this over here. I'm gonna do a little screenshot because you're gonna hear the screenshot sound. Okay, so don't be alarmed when you hear that screenshot sound. All right, here it goes. Yeah, I had a funny feeling about this picture and its authenticity, and I think I just debunked half of it. So let me show you what I found. Oh, I still have to open it. So let's open it. Okay. It should be coming up. Here it is. All right. Okay. It took a while to get there. Now we're coming back around. Uh-oh. Oh, there we are. Is that us? Here we are. Okay, friends. I'm sorry that took so long. All right, here we go. You're going to like this. Yep. see, I'm really good at pattern recognition, and if I see something that I've seen before, I'll remember it. And this is what was nagging me. It's this classic, I don't know what's going on at this party, but it looks real lit. That's kind of the words for it. And you got all these people dancing and these cats, and these are the exact same cats. See that, friends? Now this one, it looks like they made him look more gray, but it's the exact same pose. And this one too. There's no way that this could have been random and replicated like that. What do you folks think of that? Hey, we just debunked something. No, maybe the deer aren't even really there, you know? So this guy probably got this webcam, put it out there, trail cam. Nothing was showing up, so he gets a Photoshop. Oh, I'll put something in there. Look at these crazy cats. Oh, you know what? I have to take myself out of there so you can see it. There it is. I'm sorry. There it is, folks. Definitely the exact same pose. Good work, Aaron. Operation Shutdown. Max is right, though. Some of these people do bring some truths with their deception. Yeah, I don't want a drip disclosure. I want a floodgate disclosure, because we only live for so long. We need to know this stuff. We need to know for sure. And all these people who've been listed as crazy, myself included, would love to be vindicated. Okay, it's not my fault I saw something.
100% agreement.
Not my fault I saw something. It's not my fault everybody else doesn't believe it until they see it themselves. It's not my fault. Yes, we are ready. That's right, Tanya. We are ready. Pull off the Band-Aid. So many people think, oh, it has to be slow. No, slow doesn't work. Slow sucks. Okay? Slow sucks.
I think it's a real part of the secrecy is a real part of where the corruption grew, right?
Yeah.
Where you have secrecy, too much secrecy, you got corruption.
Right. I've used this as a thing before. Like in the 70s, the military had GPS. Okay, they had an advantage, a strategic advantage over anyone they were fighting against, because they had satellite positioning. Okay, now that became public, in the late 80s, early 90s, or mid 90s? It's like 20 years, 70s, 80s, 90s, 30 years, 20, 30 years, 25 years. Okay, maybe that's the drop off after 25 years of a technology that could help the people. It should be made public, just like GPS. I don't know why that's so hard to think about for people, and that goes for everything, unless it's like nuclear bomb stuff. We don't want people knowing how to build those. All people have built them. I don't think people should do that. I think there's only one thing those things can do, and that's hurt lots of people, and that's not a good thing.
Well, they consider it more dangerous than the atomic bomb.
Yeah. Just Josh says
it's knowledge.
Slow works for the Dracos. Yes. Slow works for the Dracos. Yes. It's like as the sheep are climbing up the ramp to the slaughterhouse, it's like, okay, when are they going to tell the sheep? They're not going to tell them. They're just, oh, we'll tell you later. We'll tell you later. Keep going up the ramp. Where are we going? We'll tell you later. Keep going up the ramp. We're going up the ramp. We're not going to be around forever. And it would be really nice to be vindicated,
Well, that's one thing that Trump's saying. We will be vindicated.
Yes, Peggy Dancer. That's right, Peggy. Wouldn't it be cool if everyone just suddenly came out with truths? Yes. That's happened. Look at Zach Voorhees. He's out there. He quit a very good job at Google, and he's a truth teller now. people are coming out, but we need to see more of that, a lot more. We need to all like run for office too in your local area, school board, anything. You get some normal people in there that aren't going to fall for the CTR crap that they're teaching. In my opinion, that's my opinion. Well, moving a goalpost, yes, yep. Just like what Phil Corso said in his book, when the researchers, when the public gets close, they find out something, they give that up, and then they hide the rest of the stuff that we haven't found out yet and rename it. So it's always a shell game. They're always moving things around. So that's what they do. Yep. Right, Aaron.
And that's exactly why we don't trust our government.
Right. Only trust your government as far as you can throw them. And remember, the government includes not only the people, all the buildings. So how far can you really throw that? Not very far. Well, I guess you trust your government as much as you trust your representatives. You know, you might trust some of your representatives. But when we can read minds, I think it's going to be a whole different thing, because then we can tell what a person is really like before they're elected. I think that's might be what it's going to take.
If they tell us the truth, we'll trust them. If they don't tell us the truth, we won't.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not, so we won't. We trust Trump because he tells us the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line.
So now I'm wondering if
he does the right thing.
I'm wondering if these cats in this other party are even real. Were they photoshopped in? Huh.
Right.
Who knows? Boy, it'd be nice to know if there's at least one real meme out there. Chip lords, yeah. The link you sent is funny? Oh, okay. Let me go check. The link. So I know one of the times we talked, you were working on some possible new project. Any movement on some of the new things that you might be working on in the near future?
A little bit. Of course, we're waiting for some financing to show up, some major financing.
Oh.
Which is, it's supposed to, well, there's 5 different packets of financing, all of them very, very big.
Wow.
I won't go too many details, but more money than any of us can imagine for the most part. To move forward some of these projects.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from new solar technology to new ways of reducing the landfills. There's one technology that can reduce in a matter of a couple of years, reduce the volume of the landfill by 40%.
Okay. Wow.
So it would cause all the paper to dissolve
mm-hmm.
and run out the bottom.
Okay.
But you could convert what it converts all the paper into sugars, and the sugars can be used to either make ethanol or something else.
Okay.
Well, the big benefit, of course, is the landfill. Nobody wants a landfill in their backyard, so if we can extend the life of the landfill, everybody's happier.
Okay.
But in addition to that, if you take all the paper out of the landfill, suddenly it becomes more economical to recycle plastics out of the landfill or metals out of the landfill.
Okay.
It becomes dramatically more economical to do that. Some days we're going to be mining the landfills.
What in the furry balls of fury is going up in here?
Uh-oh. I don't think I want the vocals on there.
So let's see what else. Well, there's a lot of speculative projects that are just kind of on the drawing board, you know. Some of them related to what you might see on Alien Scientists, right? Experiments with anti-gravity.
Okay. Wow.
That follow-ups. I learned some things from the guy from Crypto Alchemist.
Okay.
You know, I'd like to get a contact. If anybody gets an email or contact information please share it with Aaron or something.
Okay. Crypto Alchemist, call out to Crypto.
I did an experiment where I took a tin metal, you know, they make tin cans, right? Use it with food because it's non-reactive, and I had a powdered tin, and I reacted it with a compound, and I stuck it in the microwave for a little bit, and it frothed. I didn't leave it in the microwave long, you know, 20, 30 seconds, and it frothed, and when I took it out of the microwave, solution was hot, but it seemed to stop reacting, right? It didn't seem like it was reacting anymore. So I stick it in the hood and leave it there overnight. I come back the next day, and all the metal's gone. I said, well, it seemed like it wasn't reacting at all, so where did it go? And I honestly still don't know, but I think it's an example of what Bernard, he's the guy with Crypto Alchemist, is describing. You know, the technology for the real technology for med beds is real. It's this idea that if you create a monatomic element, that monatomic element can basically be converted. If you provide a metal, if you make the monatomic element and you stick a metal in there, when it hits that metal, that monatomic element will be converted into that metal.
Okay.
Like if you touch the monatomic element that was made, say from lead, and you stick that metal information, that metal provides the information, and that monatomic lead is converted into gold. Ancient alchemists were right, but this technology is the basis for med beds. Now, the reason that is because you could take a picture, a holographic picture, or information of your DNA from an earlier state in your life, and you can impose that DNA over the body, and the body will adjust to the new program, the new DNA. Because our soul, the essence of what we are, is this monatomic element, in this case, gold.
Well, that's your theory. That's your theory.
That's
your theory.
Well, you can accept it as a theory. I'm telling you, it's from the future. It's real. But anyway, you don't have to believe it. That's perfectly fine. But you'll find out that in the 12th century, when these alchemists were saying, including Sir Isaac Newton, in his papers, he was describing this too. They all were saying this. Philosopher's Stone, the elixir of life, it's all real. That information has been suppressed since the 12th century, so 1100s. That's the basis for the secret space program. So,
okay,
that's the basis for all these new technologies that we're going to see. Wait and see.
All right.
You know, I don't expect you to believe it. I mean, I can't really count anybody on my fingers that I know absolutely believe me. I tell people the one person I really care to believe me is my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So,
yeah.
If nobody else believes me, that's okay. You know?
It's coming up on Mother's Day. Coming up on Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day, Mom, if you're watching.
So,
Hopefully I'll get out there. Nice.
But there's all kinds of these elements, these technology I'm describing that are the basis for these innovations that I'm going to put out.
Okay.
One of the things I'm trying to make is the gravity telescope.
Okay.
Now it's going to be a massive undertaking. If I make that happen, it's going to be, everybody will know about it if I make that happen, because I'll have to approach governments to fund it.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to. I don't want to act like I know everything, but I did create a new process for creating things when I created the Invisimask out of thin air. I just willed it into existence. So I think that might be the future of manufacturing. So there you go.
That's how we all do it. That is the fundamental basis for how we create things.
Yeah.
It is.
What you
There's
think?
absolutely no doubt about it. That's 100% true.
What you think about, you bring about. That's right.
That's the essence of changing our world right there. What you just said.
And yes, Peggy Dancer, she says, my pure blood is worth more than gold. Yes, it sure is. The look on Aaron's face. What look? What look? I don't know.
You are what you think you are.
I make a lot of weird facial movements. Yeah. Yeah. All righty then. Well, one of my mods just let me know we've gone past the 2-hour mark, so we're going to probably wrap it up here. Anything you want to say to the friends out there in TV land, Max?
No, I just want to say thank you all for coming. Thank you for supporting Aaron. He's got a wonderful channel. He needs your support, like you said. He doesn't have a day job. I mean, he does some of these other creative things, but
yeah.
He didn't tell me to say that.
No.
He cares for everybody. As you can tell, we sometimes have disagreements, but we're still friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it should be. We love you all. You're all doing good things. You're all waking up. You're all waking others up. Keep the faith. Remember, God is in control. The Patriots are in control. Never give up.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you again, Max, for calling in. I'm going to hang up now because we're going to put this thing away. Thank you again for calling. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to the next time. And everyone pray for Max. Okay? Pray for his health.
Thank you.
Yes, we all know that prayer works.
Much appreciated.
And I'm sending prayers out to everybody who needs it. And we should all do that daily, to keep everyone in your mind that you care about and pray for them, because it really is a powerful force that can move mountains. And that's what we need to do. So thanks, Max.
Good night.
Good night.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That was nice hearing from our friend. Thank you all. I don't know why I can't make hearts. My hearts don't work. Well, folks, we did it again. Another episode 176. And remember, we're on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Because Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we are on the air, and we are just downrange of strange. where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. Thank you, and God bless everyone. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next time, Friday night, and then Monday, and then Wednesday. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, peace, peace in.